New there. What a gorgeous day. Hope you got outside to enjoy some of this warm weather and sunshine. Though it looks like there are some clouds moving in. Let's check in with Matt for an update.
They are, especially in the River Valley. We've got mostly clear skies in northwest Arkansas, but that's kind of telling of where things are going to go. The River Valley has the best chance for storms tonight just because we're farther south. We're closer to the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to have better moisture for these thunderstorms to work with. Right now, we've got that severe thunderstorm watch in parts of Oklahoma and Texas. We're watching some of those storms fire just west of I-35, and they're going to be expanding over the next couple of hours. And they're likely to cross the state line, coming into Fort Smith, Van Buren, and parts of northwest Arkansas after 9 o'clock tonight. So we still have, about 5 hours left to really watch these storms, see how big they get, see how they evolve over time. And then once they cross into Arkansas, they are likely to weaken. They're still going to have some wind, though, as they push on through, and maybe some pockets of hail, but they're going to be the strongest back off towards the west. Now, if we see these storms and they just don't get really beefy over the next couple of hours, they may not hit us so hard. It really depends on what happens the next couple of hours. And the reason why we're kind of teetering, how strong are they going to be? We think we're going to get downpours and heavy rain and thunder at some point, but will they also have some of this hail and wind threats that we've been talking about for the past couple of days? It all depends on the humidity right now. Dew points, for example, that's a good register of how much water's in the atmosphere. To sustain storms, you need dew points right around 60 degrees. Right now, we've got dew points in the upper 30s, so we're just barely over half of where we should be for these storms. So we may not even hit the 60-degree mark, but if we can hit those 60s back off towards the west, the storms will grow, and then once they leave that 60 air mass and come into our drier air, they'll probably still be strong, but they will be weakening over time. So lots of different things are coming into the forecast right now, but we do have that level 2 severe threat from Fayetteville, Springdale, south all the way throughout the entire River Valley. The farther north and west you go, the lesser the storms are probably going to be. But there's 2 rounds of storms going on. We've got a cold front that's moving in from the west, so we're going to watch the storms fire up towards our west. We're going to get them after 9 o'clock. But then at the same time, we've got another firing zone, this one a lot worse. In eastern Arkansas, we've got a higher chance for tornadoes as these supercells will probably form along the Mississippi River and press north. We don't have to worry about those, but that's why you see the higher threat off towards the east. But when are the storms going to come in across the state? 7 to 10 p.m. tonight. Moving in from Oklahoma into the western fringes of Arkansas from Fort Smith eastbound, 10 o'clock to a couple hours after midnight. And then that's kind of the same story for the round that's going off towards the east. That's going to be happening at the same time. But really, after nightfall, we're going to look in that western sky to watch some of these storms. So what happens next? Well, the humidity is increasing as we speak. It's been slow, but it better start increasing big time if those storms want to thrive. Of course, we don't want them to thrive, but we're going to be watching the humidity over the next couple of hours. We think overall they're going to be really firing after 8 o'clock, the ones that are going to hit us. But then from 10 o'clock to midnight, that's our prime time to watch some of these storms. Let's look at Futurecast. This is 8 o'clock. Those storms off towards our west, and then they march eastbound. There could be some gusty winds, especially if they start to form a line, which they do a lot of times this time of year. And along this line, we'll have some gusty winds, and there could be an isolated rain-wrapped tornado. It's not out of the question, but if you notice, the stronger storms are going to be in the River Valley and northwest Arkansas. We're going to get some rain and thunder, but it may just top out at that. It could sound noisy and it could be loud, but the biggest severe threats will be from the mountains towards the south. And with this front too, guys, we're watching a big drop in temperatures on the way. In fact, temperatures will drop the entire day tomorrow too. Here's another way to look at that humidity. If you got to be in that green color to sustain storms, and notice how it really just hits the River Valley. Northwest Arkansas doesn't get as much, but we'll watch these storms coming in from the west. We'll have several updates on all our platforms, but I tell you what, tomorrow's going to be a lot colder.
That's
We've got 30s. Isn't that crazy?
Amazing to me.
But at least we have sunshine the rest of the week. Now, tomorrow's probably going to be cloudy, but then sun by Friday, and we keep that through President's Day.
Wow. Okay. What a deal.
Today was great, though.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
So nice.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, thanks. Well, Netflix, rumored to be